When you leave the plane, use the travel walkways and follow the signs for arrivals and baggage reclaim. In accordance with local regulations, passengers continuing their journey on another domestic or international flight must claim their checked luggage, even if already tagged to its final destination, and go through customs. Before you can collect your luggage, you need to clear passport control. Once through immigration, walk towards the baggage reclaim hall. Look for today's flight number on the monitors above the conveyor belt. There are plenty of free trolleys available. Once you've collected your luggage, you then need to pass through customs inspection. Use the green lane if you have nothing to declare. Then proceed straight to the exit door into the arrivals hall. Here, there are several services to help you with your onward journey. There are many ways to travel into the city. Most methods of transport can be caught from the front of the terminal. Central Beijing is 27 kilometers from the airport, and the journey takes around 40 minutes, depending on the mode of transport. Official metered taxis are readily available outside the arrivals hall, but beware of illegal taxi operators charging extortionate rates. Buses are readily available outside the terminal. There are 3 express routes into town, and they depart every 30 minutes. If you're staying nearby, the hotels in the area may offer a free shuttle service departing from outside the arrivals hall. Please complete immigration entry cards and quarantine forms. Beijing is a fascinating city, full of culture and history, and there's much for the international traveller to see and do. Contrasting sights of old and new are everywhere, as Beijing pursues the comfort and efficiency of modernization, whilst tradition and history are also carefully preserved. A trip to Beijing has to start in Tiananmen Square in the Chongwen district. It's the symbolic center of the Chinese world and one of the largest public squares in the world. The square was built in 1417 and was the entrance gate to the Forbidden City. The total area is 440,000 square meters and is able to hold 500,000 people. Head north through the square into Dongcheng and the spectacular Forbidden City. This is the largest and best preserved collection of ancient buildings in China and was once home to 2 dynasties of emperors, the Ming and the Qi-ing. Entry to the palace was forbidden for 500 years, but it's now a favorite attraction. Take a day to explore this fascinating place. Visit Beijing's Natural History Museum to discover ancient China, when dinosaurs ruled. There are many interesting exhibits, including the Evolution Chamber. Nestled amongst the housing blocks and buildings to the south of the Chaoyang district, you can find the ancient observatory. A visit will reveal the often mysterious world of ancient Chinese science. In the north of Dongcheng is the Lama Temple. It's Beijing's largest and most spectacular Buddhist temple, and it's adorned with many statues, tapestries, ornaments, and fine carpentry. Decorated with pavilions, exquisitely carved gateways, rockeries, pools, and gardens, Prince Gong's mansion is certainly one of Beijing's most attractive retreats. Guided tours of this private residence are available. The Miaoying Temple, with its white dagoba, has a riveting collection of thousands of Tibetan Buddhist statues. A population of bronze Lohan figures also inhabits the temple. Also in this area is the Universal Rescue Temple, or Guanji-Si. This has been the headquarters of the Chinese Buddhist Association since 1953. However, its full history goes back over 800 years. The New Ji Mosque is the largest in Beijing and dates back to the 10th century AD. Designs were based upon a Chinese temple, and it's the burial site of a number of Islamic clerics. Only Muslims may enter the main prayer hall, and dress must be appropriate. No shorts or short skirts. Naturally, Beijing is one of the best places for Chinese food in the world. The Chinese love affair with food and dining is evident in the many kinds of cafes, restaurants, and food stalls in the town. There are meals to suit any pocket or stomach. From mobile food vendors serving qi bang and lo ping to exquisite restaurants serving traditional favorites like Peking duck, every meal is an experience to savor. Beijing is growing fast as a center of entertainment and leisure, with plenty to see and do after a day's exploring. For an evening of Chinese culture, visit one of Beijing's many theaters, such as the People's Art Theater, Chang'an, or the striking Beijing Opera House at Tiananmen Square. Shopping is a booming pastime in China, and Beijing has many malls, markets and street vendors. Lo Lichang Cultural Street has become one of Beijing's best-known streets for antiques. Here you can find anything and everything, from silks and fabrics to designer clothes, from souvenirs and antiques to traditional crafted goods. It's a real shopper's paradise. Wangfu Jing is also a favorite shopping haunt for locals and tourists alike. This prestigious street is lined with many shops and cafes. From your base in Beijing, you can explore some of the fascinating sites a little further afield. A short trip from the town center is the Summer Palace. One of Beijing's most visited sites, the Summer Palace Park has many temples, gardens, pavilions and lakes to explore. It'll take at least a day to discover all that this beautiful park has to offer. Moving further north, you can visit one of mankind's greatest structural achievements. Also known as the 10,000 Li Wall, the Great Wall of China reaches from Shanhai, Guan on the eastern coast of China to the Gobi Desert. We hope that we've given you some inspiration to explore Beijing and its beautiful surroundings. At the end of your stay in Beijing, make your way to the check-in counters in the departure hall of Terminal 2. Turkish Airlines staff are on hand to provide help and assistance where required. Passengers should check in at least 2 hours before their flight departure time. After check-in, please follow the signs for departures, where you can browse at the duty-free shops or visit one of the cafes and restaurants. Turkish Airlines wishes you a wonderful stay in Beijing, and we look forward to seeing you again.